Hey guys, like, comment, subscribe. I've already made this video once, so we'll see how this goes. I don't know how to edit, so I forgot to put my mic on, and I forgot to change something with what I was writing. I edited it on my phone, so anyway. Here we go. So I have been. Today I watched a video about how desires are like the root of all evil. So then it really got me thinking about my desires, and I was kind of struggling with that concept. So I started journaling. I wrote down, do I need to release my desires? Where do my desires stem from? What are my desires? And I was kind of having trouble coming up with that. So then I wrote, what are my desires not? And I wrote, life sorry, life that is unchanging and to be put on a pedestal. So it is not my desire to be put on a pedestal. But then I thought that's kind of conflicting because, thinking about it more, my desires are to be the muse. Yeah, I have praise kink. I want to be the dream girl. So, and not in a people pleasing way. That is my deepest desire. People are when you meet new people, they're like, what are you in? What are you into? And I'm like, I'm into being the epitome of what you're into. It's almost like my favorite thing is dress up. When I get dressed for the day, it's what kind of mood am I in? What vibe do I want to give off? I don't have a style per se. My boss always comments on it and says you know, what's Micah gonna be today? Is she gonna be Montana Ranch? Is she gonna be 1960s secretary? Is she gonna be crunchy hippie mom? Is she? This is I I get dressed based on my feelings, and my favorite parties are themed parties. Halloween, I go all out because I love a good theme. And so my desire is to be the epitome of the theme. And so yeah, so I want to be the muse, but that's conflicting with what are my, it is what is my absolute what is my absolute desire not is to be put on a pedestal. So it's so then I started looking up videos on YouTube. I just typed in conflicting desires, and I wanted to see what people have to say about that. How do you counteract that? So I found this one lady, she was talking about split desires. She said to ask, where is the fear stemming from, or the doubt, or the worry, or the disappointment, or the frustration? So, even though I want to be the muse, which, muse to me is the artist is painting the woman who's standing on the pedestal being the muse. And but my desire is not to be put on a pedestal. So it's so obviously my fear is being on the pedestal, but why? So it's so where is that fear stemming from? Redirect your focus by accepting your lower level emotion. So the lower level emotion would be the fear of being put on the pedestal, the frustration of being put on a pedestal, the doubt of, am I worthy to be on the pedestal? That's the lower level emotion. The the higher level would be wanting, the desire to be the muse. So redirect your focus by accepting your lower level emotion. The part of you that is lower level is conditioned and imprinted and not who you really are. Release your limitations, appreciate what you have. So it's like release the fear and frustration and doubt around being on the pedestal. Appreciate that someone is willing to put you on the pedestal. Find appreciation. That's a lot of times the answer. And I think a lot of this also has to do with, for a long time I was really, really afraid of being seen, and I was really afraid of putting videos on YouTube, and the fear of people all over the world having access to me and being able to make assumptions about me and being able to just, what's scary is like if you go back to the first thing I ever posted on YouTube, it's a short, and I'm whispering through the entire thing because I was literally so full of fear that I was like shaking making that video. But 3 people had called me back to back asking me for advice about the same exact thing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, babe, I'm getting sick again. My kid's in school, so it comes with the territory. But so yeah, 3 people called me back to back looking for the same advice, and I was like, you know what, I've been talking about wanting to post videos for a long time. I've been saying I'm gonna do it for a long time, like years, and I'm like, but I'm so petrified of being seen. And then it's like, this information clearly has to be in the universe, and so like go watch that video. It's probably the greatest video I'll ever make. It was like the most pure intention of just like, the world needs this information. And it's literally a video of me being like, you can't control anyone. Go watch it. It's a good one. The very first short I ever made. I'm wearing like a gray sweater. So, but I whispered through the entire thing. I was petrified. So then I went on to journal, and I said, why am I scared to be put on a pedestal, even though my desire is to be on display? And I wrote, the fear comes from the fall. If I am up that high, I can always fall. The higher I am, the harder I fall. What is a deeper layer of that fear? The fear of being on display, because every move is scrutinized. What does my resistance to being scrutinized need from me in order to soften? So Teal Swan has a video about everything that you do. Ask yourself, like, how can I do this softer? How can I, just be more gentle with the way I like conduct my energy? And it's supposed to put you like more in your feminine energy. Just do this like softer. Even men have feminine energy, so it's like sometimes it's just better to be less abrasive, more soft. And I'm clearly grappling with this because I've made multiple videos now where I am talking about how, I don't care, I'm not going to people please. I don't care, like, how people perceive me. But then people like comment and they're like, clearly you do because you're worried about it. And it's like, no, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Um, it's, it's like, um, it's like a deeper level because, for instance, if I'm going to quit my job and take a new job that's in a different state, it's like I've already contemplated all the ways that this can go. I've already accepted that I'm leaving my current job, I'm taking a new job, I'm moving to a new state, I'm leaving everybody I know. Like, I don't really care what anybody has to say about it or thinks about it. This is my life and I'm going to do whatever I want. The problem I run into is then when, I'm going to do it, but then everybody feels like they have a say about it. Like, why do you believe you should do that? Why do you think that's a good idea? Why do what about this? What about this? And it's like constantly, and like, I don't even know how to really explain this because it's like, I don't care what people think. And don't, I'm not going to let them like sway me. I'm going to make whatever decision I want to make. But it's like a deeper level of like the scrutinization of my choices. And it's like I don't really care about it. But at the same time, it's like so annoying that people do it. You know what I mean? And so I wrote down, what does my resistance to being scrutinized need from me in order to soften? I wrote, the knowing that it is not my job or responsibility to make them comfortable. If they feel uncomfortable or judgmental of me, that's not my problem. Those feelings and others have nothing to do with me. So this is like what my inner knowing, my inner like anguish of being scrutinized needs to hear from me constantly. I need to remind myself that it's not my job or responsibility to make other people comfortable. And even though I'm not worried about doing whatever I want to do, I'm worried about, like, I guess, like, them being stressed about my choices. And it's like, that's not my problem. You cannot control anyone else. Goes back to that video, that very first video. Like, go watch that video. It's probably the best advice I'll ever give because it's so true. It's so true on every level. Every level. Like, the deeper you go, the more true it is. And let's all repeat that. It's not my job or my responsibility to make other people comfortable. Be you. Be you. Let your weird little freak flag fly. It's not your problem that other people are uncomfortable or judgmental of you. And I need to remind myself that. And then I wrote, what does my resistance to being scrutinized need in order to feel seen by me? And I wrote a poem. So here's my poem called Resistance. And it has a tune to it. Like, the way I wrote it has a tune, which I can't sing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it just like didn't sound the same when I just read it in regular words. So here we go. I call it resistance. They call it passivity. God calls it fear. Its true form is growing. Lovingly, tenderly, I nurture my failure. looking glass, looking back to where I went wrong. I call it resistance, the fear of growing near to my becoming. All I've done has come upon a space of inner knowing. I can relinquish the responsibility to comfortability, resistance of the unknown. I am safe, I am here, I am untouchable. So, yeah, that's my poem and my thoughts and my process. I've been really wanting to like make more videos about fear because I've had a lot of fear come up within me. Like, I have a great life, I have a great job, I have great people, I have like everything in my life is wonderful, but I have a lot of fear about like inner things, like just like inner turmoil, I guess, like thoughts that come up, and then it's like I judge myself for them, and I have fear about even processing through them. So I really want to make more videos where I dive into fear, and I hope you'll be there. So like and subscribe, and talk soon. Bye.